Hello everybody, my name is Joshua and I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Coffee, Cats, and King, where we will discuss books both new and old. I will share with you pictures of my cats will make you wish they were your cats, and I will drink enough coffee for me and everybody watching. So, I've basically been sick since that last video. Ended up with the flu, a sinus infection, and now I am trying to fight off before it gets worse, something like a pneumonia or bronchitis. So, still not better coming into the new year, but it has made it really difficult to read this past probably 2 weeks. I'm just struggling. I really have to focus. I started Salem's Lot on January 1st, and it's taken me until the 6th to finish it, which is pretty crazy. Typically a Stephen King book that's 400 pages. I mean that's like a day, maybe 2 days for me. So it's been a little rough. I'm trying to take it slow to get healthy, get better again. But I did want to come on here, kind of catch you guys up. Because of that, I don't have a huge wrap-up or anything for that last part of the year. I probably still will talk about the couple of books that I did read. But here, I just wanted to catch up a little, let you guys know what's going on. I'll show off this cool shirt that I got for Christmas, along with this awesome mug. Yes, I am a Golden Girls fan. Specifically Miss Betty White. First bit of news, I guess, that I want to talk about is TBRs. So last year I did a lot of back and forth. There were months where I did not set a TBR for myself at all. Then for a while there I said, okay, let me pick just 4 or 5 books. And then towards the end of the year, those last few months, I was back to a full-on TBR where I was picking like 15 or 20 books. And that was becoming overwhelming. I am very much someone that likes to just come in and read whatever I want to read at the time. So that said, I have decided that in the year of 2024, I will not have a set TBR, period. I'm just not going to have a set TBR. Instead, when I do my weekly wrap-ups, I will catch you guys up on what I read. And then just maybe show you a book or two that I know that I'm going to start reading in that coming week. I just want to get rid of the TBR altogether and just enjoy whatever it is that I want to pick up and read at the time. So that'll be the first thing for the year, if you will. Secondly, the video following this, I'm going to go over maybe something like 50 books or so that I know for a fact I'm going to read this year. I know that the TBRs give folks something to kind of look forward to, I guess. So I'm hoping that this doesn't detract too much away from your enjoyment of the channel. But of course, feel free to let me know down below how you feel about that. One of the other big goals for 2024 is getting back on track. Answering comments. I dropped the ball on that totally at some point last year and basically just stopped answering comments. I don't know, out of shame almost at that point, because there were comments that went unanswered for months and months and still have. But I want to get better about that. So this year my intention is when comments come in, 24 hours, I'll have them answered, because that's the point. I want to talk to you folks about these books. Otherwise, I wouldn't be on here doing this. So that's goal number 2. Goal number 3, I guess, would be just getting more content back on here. I have so much planned, so much that I want to do. Just regular reviews, which you don't see a lot of on here, interestingly enough. I want to do some more narrations, both of my own work and some shorter stuff maybe. And just connecting with you folks, seeing what you're interested in. I want to do some suggestion videos. I think that because the books I read are often rather eclectic and unknown, I can still offer some suggestions that other people just won't think of or have not experienced. So I really want to get into that more this year as well, and just expand the channel in that way. Now, as far as what I'm reading right now, like I said, I wanted to start the year off with Stephen King. I've done that the last 2 years, I think, maybe 3. So this year I started with Salem's Lot, and now I'm into something I'm very excited for. This was a birthday present from my sibling Shy. Shy got me No Longer Human, which I'm going to take the cover off here so you guys can see underneath, because, maybe I will. Apparently I can't take a cover off. So check that out. So for those of you not familiar, this is a book that was originally written by Osamu Dazai, and Shy has read that. Shy is a fan of that author. I have not. I am, however, a fan of the artwork and illustrations of Junji Ito, and so this is Junji Ito taking that work and kind of turning it into his own. So what's interesting is when Shy gave this to me, Shy said that the original work is less than 180 pages, and this this adaptation from Junji Ito is over 600 pages. I don't know how you take something that's 170 some pages and turn it into a 615 page manga, but I am extremely excited for it. I don't even know if that would be considered manga or just a graphic novel, honestly. I do not own any Junji Ito. I have read some stories from him, and I have watched some movies based off of his work. But so this will be my first actual foray, and I did start it. I'm only about 50 or 60 pages in, so just barely started here. But so far, really cool, really disturbing, and it is interesting seeing what is allowed in a book like this that would not be allowed in a publication here in the United States typically. So really excited to get into that. I had to jump into it as soon as Shy just gave it to me last night, and as soon as I finished my Stephen King this morning, I jumped right into it. So I'll be working on that, and I feel like I'm going to zoom through it. As far as ebooks, I'm currently reading Ghost Doors by Frank Lambert. This is one that I was given for review from Booksprout. It is a YA, I believe. And what's cool about this is about a boy whose grandfather is abducted by this supernatural being, and he has to go save him. The main character is disabled. He has, I don't know if he has some function of his legs or if he has no function of his legs whatsoever, but he is not going to let it stop him from saving his grandfather from the underworld. And as this says, not when he has a ghost for a friend, a wheelchair that thinks it's a changeling, and a grandfather who created a new life form that allows whoever wearing it to speak to time. So, sounds really interesting. I just started that, so I'm maybe 15 pages in, but so far really enjoying the writing style. And then audiobook, I'm on Clowns vs. Spiders by Jeff Strand, which is about a group of clowns that are sort of down on their luck because people find clowns scary. They don't want to go watch them at the circus anymore. So these clowns are forced to take a job as scary clowns, at a haunted house. Things really aren't working for them as well as they'd hoped. But at the same time, these giant spiders are accidentally released after an explosion, and the clowns take it upon themselves to try to escape and maybe save some people along the way. So this is one of those books where you were rooting for the clowns rather than the spiders. Paige was not happy about this book, but that's okay because she doesn't have to read it unless I make her. But I wouldn't do that because I love her. So, Andrew, I think, read this not too long ago, and which makes sense because it sounds like a book that would be right up his alley. I'm a Jeff Strand fan. Sometimes his humor is a bit too much over the top, but most of the time, he's about the only guy that I think gets humor and horror just right. So, so far enjoying it. I should be finished up with it towards the beginning of next week. And don't know what I'm getting into after that yet. And then I do have just 3 other books that I'll show off here. 2 that were also birthday presents. This from my dear mother. She got me Junji Ito as well, but she got me Smashed by Junji Ito, which is a short story collection from him, and I'm curious to see if this contains any of the short stories that I'm familiar with, or if this is all new work to me. But I'm very excited again to get into this, to get into some Junji Ito this year. Other book that she got me is one that I'm almost positive I've heard of it, but I don't recognize this cover in particular. This is Diana Urban with All Your Twisted Secrets. And she picked this one up because there's a blurb up here from R.L. Stine who says, I kept reading chapter after chapter. I had to know what happens next. This says, what did the queen bee, star athlete, valedictorian, stoner, loner, and music geek all have in common? They were all invited to a scholarship dinner only to discover it's a trap. Someone has locked them into a room with a bomb, a syringe filled with poison, and a note saying they have an hour to pick someone to kill, or else everyone dies. Amber Prescott is determined to get her classmates and herself out of the room alive, but that might be easier said than done. No one knows how they're all connected or who would want them dead. As they retrace the events over the past year that might have triggered their captor's ultimatum, it becomes clear that everyone is hiding something. And with the clock ticking down, confusion turns into fear, and fear morphs into panic as they race to answer the biggest question. Who will they choose to die? It says it's The Breakfast Club meets Karen McManus's One of Us is Lying. So, this sounds really cool. Paige is also interested in reading this, so this may end up being a bit of a buddy read between us. But great picks there. The only other book that I want to show off to you is this really cool copy of The Picture of Dorian Gray that I got. Very simple. But what's cool about this, it is a black edition. So all the text is in white, while the pages are black. I think it gives it a very lovely, gothic kind of look and feel. And I have not read The Picture of Dorian Gray since middle school, probably. So I'm kind of due for a reread anyway. But that's about it for this one. I just wanted to do a quick catch up, let you guys know what was going on. Like I said, still trying to get better. I think it's going to take a while because this stuff is really settled in. But I'm working on it. And in the meantime, I will be enjoying my first bit of Junji Ito. And I would love to hear what you guys are reading down below. Again, if you have any suggestions for the channel for this year, particular recommendation videos that you would like me to cover, please let me know. I would love to get into some of those, and in particular, if I could get into some of those that came directly from you, that would be fantastic. I would love to be able to help some folks to find some new some new horror, some new science fiction and fantasy, poetry, whatever it may be. But so just let me know down below. And again, update me on how your year is going so far. Hopefully you guys are healthy and happy. Had a nice new year. But that's it. I will be back soon with a video covering those 50 or so books that I know I'm going to get to this year. And I will go on and let you go. So stay safe. Have a great week or weekend whenever you're reading this. And most importantly, drink great coffee. Cheers.